Munchkins and viewers alike, it's me, Munchie, coming back to you with another rescue intake story. Welcome, my name is Munchie, and I run a small animal rescue for hamsters, gerbils, and mice. And today is going to be discussing a rescue intake story. Now, there's two types of stories that I like to tell you guys when it comes to intaking in animals. There's the rescue portion where we go out on Craigslist and take in animals that we think really do need a better life and a better situation, possibly neglected, or possibly they could have been in a better setup. And there is surrender intakes where people contact the rescue asking, hey, could you please take in my hamster, gerbil, or mouse? And we have a pleasant conversation with them because that means they care about their animal and they want them going to another place. Sometimes people don't understand that there is rescues out here like us that are privately funded, run and operated by foster homes that are around our area, and we take care of them, and there's no time limits on these animals until they get good homes. And we actually invest in these guys to get them out of bad situations sometimes, and people just don't realize the gas money, the time, the meeting, the, accessories and the things that go into taking care of them, just so that we can have a small rehoming fee of like $8 to $10 for hamsters, and then they find their forever homes. I mean, we do this because we have a hobby and we have a passion for helping out small animals in need, because they're one of the most neglected pets that you can easily find in a pet store, and they are labeled for kids when companion animals could be for anybody. And it's very sad and sickening when this stuff does happen, especially when people impulsively buy them, which today's rescue story right off of Craigslist is an impulse situation. So let me just show you, because in some of these I don't actually show you the cage that they come in first, but let's actually talk about this cage here. You might recognize it. It's not here because they put this on wrong. It is actually Tiny Tails, and I've reviewed this exact cage before. This is the $20 cage, the starter cage, which you're supposed to expand these cages to provide them with more room, and it's you, the responsible owner, that's supposed to be doing this, because they give you the option, and if you don't do it, hey, it's not on the company, because that's how PetSmart does this. PetSmart's Tiny Tails is their fake line of KT critter trails that they're trying to mimic, copy, and profit on. And it's disgusting and awful, and I've exposed them on it several times, and they don't care to listen to what hamsters actually need, or mice actually need, or guess what? They say the gerbils can fit inside here, which this is plastic and they absolutely should not. But this has handles, and this, let alone, is a great travel carrier. It's not a main enclosure. It doesn't provide enough pan depth for bedding. It doesn't provide a big enough wheel for them, and the hamster in this particular case needs at least a 6.5-inch wheel. This is only 6-inch wheel, which is better than some KTs, but we're not comparing KTs today because they're absolutely garbage, and we're not going to do that. And the water bottle and things that were added inside of here. Now, this isn't too bad. It is clean inside of here, and if I open it up, I can show you. I should just open up the sides. These are actually very easy to take apart, but they're also easy to break. The material for this in particular cracks easy, and hamsters have escaped through it, and it's absolute garbage. There we go. Now you can take a peek inside. At least these owners that had this hamster did have clean bedding that they provided. It's a lot more than what I typically see in there. Let me see if I can show you. There you go. There is a very small, and I've never really seen this small of a log stick before. Log stick, wow. Log, little whole log. There is the wheel that... It is a noisy, plasticky wheel. Food bowl and water bottle that is pointing literally. Let me show you. You see that? It's literally pointing into the bedding. Oh, that's great. That is absolutely great. How are they supposed to drink water, I wonder? It's a very stupid design. I've talked about this design before, but it looks like somebody made their own box. It looks like it's been chewed up on the sides here, which that actually looks like a lot of chewing, and that's not really typical of this species of hamster. Typically, this species of hamster doesn't chew that much within only a couple months. So I think that they had something else. But anyways, this is the setup, and this is gonna be the story of little Dumbo, the Roborovski hamster. Now, Roborovskis are actually the world's smallest and fastest hamsters. This one says hamsters, selling 2-month-old dwarf hamster, which at the time, the hamster does look to be around 2 to 3 months old, but just need to rehome him because I got a puppy and don't have time for the hamster. I got him about 2 months ago. So if you got him 2 months ago, and they did in fact get him from PetSmart, especially since all of the items he came with, including the Tiny Tails, is from PetSmart, he got him there. So during the time of the pandemic, PetSmart in my area is still selling animals, and they're selling them to impulsive people that just want a companion, think it's very cute to have for a couple months and then get tired of it. This is a person that got tired of their hamster. I absolutely hate that PetSmart is not taking Petco's lead, in my area at least, to actually refuse the sale of animals, saying we're not gonna get any more in from our supplier, we're not gonna sell any during the pandemic, because one, they don't want to take them back and people refuse to have them for a certain amount of time and then want to return them. And two, I bet you they're actually caring about the animals in this situation. But there is still some Petcos around here that are still selling animals, but I've been told by Petco that they're supposed to not be getting any animals until we start opening back up the state. But in this case, this hamster came from PetSmart, and PetSmart is just willy-nilly trying to sell them. You cannot return the cage during this time. You cannot return the living animal, although I have been told by another PetSmart employee that they are taking returned for live animals that they have recently sold within a two-week case, and a lot of these people have said that they've had them for a couple months and they can't return them to PetSmart anymore because they refuse to. So a lot of these hamster ads I've been seeing and I've been inquiring about are from PetSmart. Down with PetSmart. Yeah, I'll crap all over PetSmart. They have some really decent items. They have some decent food brands out there, especially for cats and dogs, but the majority of their living sales is all about, we want the money, we're gonna make you want a cage and make you want to put a hamster in that cage because the cage is more appealing than the hamster. Anyways, they got a puppy. They got tired of this hamster. That irks me a lot. It really does. You have a responsibility to this animal, and then you said, you know, it's not for me, and then you rehome it like that. You're doing it dirty. It's okay, because this person at least is seeking someone to take this animal. Perfectly okay. I am okay with it, especially when it is clean. It is clean. It is just, unfortunately, a misinformed person on care. But they did provide more than I have seen any other people provide their animal that they just got. So they were doing it at least somewhat correct, but guess what? There is absolutely no chew toys. That's why the side of that house was chewed up. They need chew toys, and people are not making that clear at all when they sell these animals to the owners. You need chew toys. Chew toys. Chew toys, they have incisors that are constantly growing. They need to chew. Not just their food, wood. But at least there is wood provided in here, so that's at least a-okay, but I wish there were smaller chews so that they don't have to destroy their own house. And I have this behind me that came with them. So let me just discuss this real quickly before we get into more of the ad, because I totally forgot about this part. They were providing them Oxbow because PetSmart is sponsored by Oxbow, or promoting Oxbow. They have a partnership. They used to actually feed Oxbow all the time to PetSmart's animals, but they cannot live off of this. This is a fiber-based diet, and they can't absorb the hay in the gut. So all the nutrients that are in that hay, they can't absorb it. You're not gonna absorb what you just ate if it goes out too quickly. It needs to process, and it's not processing. Yes, we're talking about stools in this video, but that's basically the Oxbow diet. Oxbow makes great fiber-based diets for other animals, just not hamsters or gerbils. Completely get Oxbow out of your diet and out of your minds. Goodbye! Unless you have, of course, the other species of animals that can survive on these types of diets. Now, this is, and I can easily identify this too as a PetSmart only product because it is the Tiny Tails bowling ball. It literally is a bowling ball, the way you can open and close it. But for Roborovski, they did get the, I believe this is a 6 or 7 inch ball. So it's a lot bigger than the tiniest of little exercise balls, but they don't really need this, and the slits in here, especially for the smaller hamsters, can get their feet stuck in them and they can get their toes stuck in them, and it's just not comfortable. And when you have a Roborovski, the weight of this ball is not lightweight at all. It's actually very chunky and heavy. It's heavier, honestly, than a KT ball, and it's gonna be hard for them if they're not a fully grown adult, which this one is not. They're still very young, so they really can't be pushing this, and it's gonna be very hard on them, and you don't want that. It's just overworking their system. Yay, chemical smell. And then
what?
Wait, are you seeing this? It's opened up a portal. I can literally, okay. Oh, this is, what? Why is this needed? What? And then this side opens up. These bolts open up. Look at this. Like, it's stick my fingers in. Why is this needed? Tell me, why? Oh, I have to look up the description of this ball. Oh my gosh, why is this needed? Okay, I won't do this now. I'm already wasting time. And of course, they got the good bedding, which is the paper bedding, so that's good. And it looks clean, unless they just cleaned it out, which people sometimes do when they rehome animals. I do want to applaud people who at least keep their animals in sanitary conditions. That means they at least do care that it is an animal and they shouldn't be living in filth. So thank you. I will probably be cleaning out the cage here, and sometimes you can see urine stains in here, but because this is a very small Roborovski hamster, you're probably not going to see a whole bunch of mess in here. It's probably going to be very clean. So this cage is going to be used as a travel carrier, and I am actually slowly collecting all the tiny tails from rescues because I want to make a video to make a point about trying to connect them all. It's stupid, not needed. And that is the story of Dumbo. Now Dumbo is very sweet, but unfortunately Dumbo is of course a Roborovski that is very hard to tame. It's one of the harder hamsters to tame. Chinese hamsters are easier to tame than Robos. And Robos, like I said before, are the fastest hamster, so they're not good for beginners. Please never give your child or your partner or your family member a Robo because they look cute, because they are very cute, but they are a hamster that has a lot of difficulties being tamed, and if you don't tame them young, they can get very stressed out and exhibit bad behaviors down the road if you are looking to tame them. Otherwise, they become a great watch hamster. But if you approach the cage, of course, like any prey animals, they will freak out. So this hamster is most likely anywhere from 3 to 4 months old. Usually they can come into PetSmart as young as 5 weeks old, which is insane. Oh my God. But we are averaging this hamster is most likely around 4 months old. He's calm, small, and fast. He's not aggressive or doesn't bite unless you've eaten and your hands still smell like food, but don't burt, which they mean hurt, because he's still a baby, which they identify that yes, he's very young and he's still possibly nippy because he just doesn't understand who is sticking their fingers in his face. So he will come with his cage, accessories, food, and bedding, also a ball that he runs in. Rehoming fee, $30. This wasn't a very bad situation. It just sucks that the person's intent was to get a puppy and to replace him. I hate that part, but this is not bad at all. This is not as bad as I have seen. This is not neglect. It's just unintentional, doesn't know any better about appropriate care and how you can interact with your animal because maybe they just don't want to spend time on this animal. I mean, they've already acknowledged that they got a puppy. They wanted that more than the hamster. So hopefully they take care of the puppy more than they did the hamster and provide the puppy with what they need, which there's a lot more information out there about taking care of dogs and cats and larger mammals than there is of small animals. So that's very easy information for them to look up, so the puppy most likely will be taken care of and hopefully not abandoned. But it's okay because this is why we're here. We are trying to help people out and we're trying to get the animal to go to a better home and better life and better situation. In this case, it was just a tiny tails cage. I saw it. I wanted to inquire because there was a lot of hamsters that I inquired upon that unfortunately looked like they were in really bad shape and they were swept away very quickly. But anyways, at least I was able to help out this animal. This animal right now is currently in foster care, so not at my main home here, but you will be seeing some mentions of Dumbo here at the rescue. It might take him a little bit of time before he goes up for adoption just because we want to at least work on his taming, but definitely he would be going to an experienced Roborovski owner in the future because we think that might be the best course for him. That way he can live a relaxed and more comfortable life with somebody that knows how to take care of him. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, hit like to show support, comment down below with anything you would like to say, and subscribe if you're new here and would like to become a part of the Munchkin family. And I'll see you guys around next time. Bye-bye!